Boys, frame is everything. Choosing what mental frame to apply in a scenario. The voice that you choose, it dictates the energy you bring into a room. Most people, they're stuck in one voice. You don't even realize the ability you have to code switch, to shift frames, whatever you want to call it. You have it inside of you to tap into different energies because you've been through lots of stuff. And you speak to loads of people, so it doesn't serve you to be one sort of person. And I know you have the ability, right? Because ask yourself, do you speak to your best friend the same way you speak to your mum? Well, I hope not anyway, right? The way you speak to a teacher versus how you speak to a police officer versus how you speak to your little brother, right? You have different voices in you, and Carl Jung calls it the personas, right? We wear different masks for different contexts. And it's not being fake. This is just different element of you, the self, right? Now, I always throw out my mental frames and which ones I'm looking to use. And I've got names for them, right? Dostoevsky says, within the man, there's multiple souls fighting. Now, if you're a man of faith and Islam, you understand there is the concept of the soul. And I believe the soul is the one that is pure, the one that wants you to do the right thing. However, we also know as men of faith that there is the devil. And the devil will whisper and try to get you in every corner you turn, boys. So I know that there's different guards I need to use because the devil attacks you in different ways. Comfort attacks you in different ways. Obstacles and hurdles come in different shapes and forms and sizes. It could be a person, it could be a project, right? It could be traffic, it could be your environment. There's so many things in life that are gonna come and require you to apply a different frame, play a different character, use a different voice. So I'll tell you a bit about mine, because if you've never heard anyone talk about frames and different modes, you might feel like this is all too much. So I'll break it down for me, how I do it. So I was a kid who grew up watching Naruto. Now you might be thinking, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Take me in. And in Naruto, there was a character called Jiraiya. And he taught Naruto how to enter a mode called Sage Mode. Now Naruto was the character I resonated with. If you don't know, he was like a crazy kid, right? And his big dream was to be the Hokage. But Sage Mode allowed Naruto, the crazy kid, to find peace and inner stillness from his master, Jiraiya. Jiraiya is an older pervy guy. They call him the pervy sage, okay? This is the whole funny thing. But I actually learned that I could tap into that energy, this sage energy, this feeling of stillness. Because if I can watch a cartoon character do it, then I can do it. And in the cartoon, really, he didn't do much. In fact, he didn't do much. He removed stuff. Naruto left the village, he left school and just sat with this old guy on the mission. So if I want to go from the crazy kid to being calm, still, like the sage, then maybe I take myself out of my environment and sit alone with maybe not the old guy, maybe I sit with someone else to find this still voice in me, this sage in me. A lot of the time I tap into the sage. I also resonate because I'm in that side of the world, Naruto, the eastern side of the world. I start to tap into my Taoist philosophies as well that I study. And again, it's partly the inner child, right, with Naruto, but then it's the ability to then go out and learn about it, me learning about Taoism, me learning about mind frame, that I get to blend the two, right? And I come up with Sage Mode. So this doesn't happen overnight. As I explained to you my Sage Mode, and we're going to get into other frames I like to use, understand that this takes time, but you want to fine tune your different modes and characters to give you the best results. So we'll talk about our modes, but then also when and why I use them. But the Taoist way to not chase but attract, to have natural flow and let things happen, to be more of an observer, to sit back, relax and be the sage, right? Stillness is power. Now, would I be the same if I was in the middle of war? Probably not. Would I be the sage if I was in a burning aeroplane? Probably not. So understand modes are for different times and different scenarios. For me, being the sage on a Thursday morning after I've gone through 72 hours of output helps because I relax, I be still. During my block of output, my 72-hour sprints, I'm sprinting, right? Pushing, moving hard. So here I like to apply a frame called operator mode. Here we're cold execution, we're Machiavellian, surgical, no distraction, straight focus, flow state and deep work. Operator mode is me now, with a touch of winner Krizz, but it's cutting noise, cutting people, you versus the work, nothing but the work. Operator mode has pros and cons. Operator mode means I get to achieve a lot, and if I leverage correctly and focus on this one thing, that's why I apply the Machiavellian frame as well. You can do your own research because I will be cautious to give everyone Machiavelli. You can be slightly miserable, horrible to other people, or that will be their perception of you. When I am a man on a mission and I work extremely hard, I achieve great things. But when you're achieving great things, not only does it scare other people, because you're operating at such high frequency, people are going to be left behind. They will seek to drag you down, and sometimes it's not all malicious. You may be on operator mode and your girlfriend, out of love, wants to take you out of work. You're working too hard, babe. Out of love, your dearest mother may say, son, take a day off. Silent is so strong. It's one that I wish I could use more, and it's continuing to fine tune my operator mode to ensure that silence is the response here, because there's no need to over-explain. If you're going to be doing anything overly, if you're going to be doing anything extra, then just do more work, because that's what the operator mode is designed for. Now, you're also going to have different modes that allow you to interact with people. One for me that I really want to focus on and improve and get absolutely as close to perfect as possible is the frame of being a good son. Guys, I'm writing a parenting book. Clearly, I'm fucking chopped. I'm cooked. I won't go on to you guys about being a winner if I can't admit my losses. I'm a bad kid. That's why I had so many systems to even get me to this point. At least I'm a winner, right? But as holistically as a person, there's so much self-improvement I have to do and so much growth, and one of them is being the best son possible. And for me, like I said, naturally, I think it's pretty clear as well with you guys, I'm very ferocious, I'm very tunnel vision, and that isn't the most beneficial or the perfect frame to apply when you're being a son, because like I mentioned in my first episode of the Parenting Paradox, your mum doesn't need her son to be a savage. Your mum doesn't need her son to conquer the world and give it to her. She'd appreciate it, but really she just wants to see you smiling, and she misses that cheeky boy, right? The little boy. So it's a reminder to myself, and I'm extending it to you guys as well. Find a frame purely for your mother, because she's so important. You're gonna have frames for work, frames for your mental clarity, but please create one for you as a son. Take that one from me. If you don't want to have a work frame, that's fine. If you don't want to have a sage mode, that's okay. But if you're going to take anything away from this video and surely you resonate with the message, always get a frame for Mama Bear, man, and keep working on it. I've got so many other frames, I could go on and on. If you guys fuck with it, give me a part 2 in the comments. I'll talk about content Krizz, the winner mode, the little philosophy that I tap into as well, because we got slightly into Carl Jung, we didn't even scratch the surface with Machiavelli. If you guys are interested in that sort of content as well, drop it down in the comments, baby. And like I say, every video, man, up until this point, systems got me here. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but if you need advice on just getting to this level, conquering these bosses, I can help you. Plenty of links in the description. See which one tickles your pickle. see you next time.